Oh, we're doing this?
Finally got to see a live. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, we're a little bit later today than usual. We usually do it at 9 a.m., but we're a little bit later today than usual. We usually do it at 9. Rookie mistake. We had to
Y'all about to watch Cayley get murdered on live.
We had to make some preparations for Pie Day.
I just want to say for the record that it was a really stupid decision, but I live my entire mentality of my life by just roll with it. Whatever happens, happens. And I blurted it out, so here we are. I'm gonna get pie in the face today.
It's the day.
We don't have very many people on yet, so you all get, I guess, the preemptive.
Yeah,
but our employees are going to be the ones who are actually going to pie me in the face. And I think they're way more excited than I care to mention. Like, I always try to remind them, like, this is supposed to be fun. This isn't like you punch me in the face with whipped cream in your hands. So if I get knocked down, we'll see what it is. But good morning.
Morning, everybody from all the different states that I'd like to visit right now.
I know. Good morning.
So if you guys missed it, for anybody joining, Nikki is getting pied in the face today because 2 lives ago, not last week, but the week before, she said if we reached how many likes?
150.
150 likes. If you guys got us 150 likes, she would let us pie her in the face, and you guys were really into it. So we got 150 likes. Nikki is getting pied in the face today, as promised. We are going to do that at the end of the segment because if not, she's going to be sitting here with pie, whipped cream in her eyes. So we're going to wait till the end. So make sure you stick around for that. But I thought we'd get started with a topic for today. And dive into that topic. But if you guys have any reselling questions related to eBay, Poshmark, reselling in general, or really any other platform, I'll do the best I can on other platforms. But make sure to drop them in the comments down below, because as soon as we start seeing those questions come in, we will start diving into those and working through those the best that we can. So a topic that I had was, what's different about reselling in 2023? We started a new year, and I feel like reselling is so much more different than 5 years ago, about the time I started part-time. So drop your comment down below. What is different? Oh, I love Boston. I visited there not that long ago. It was so much fun. But drop your comment down below. What is the biggest difference you see in reselling in 2023? Did you have anything that came to mind?
And we kind of talked about it a little bit before the live, but we talked a lot about competition. We talked a lot about kind of just ever-changing brands. Seasonality obviously is always a thing, but there's been a lot of brands for us, I know too, that we used to pick up all the time that just aren't good anymore. There's new things that we're finding out about. Aesthetics are obviously changing, but I think that, again, that kind of happens every year. The biggest thing for us, I feel like, that has changed is there's way more platforms. So it used to come from just eBay. Now it's kind of eBay, Poshmark, whatever. And then adding on to that, now they're doing like different segments. So you have all the live shows that are coming. That's obviously been an adjustment. You have a bunch of apps that are coming out and asking for people to do different things. There's also a lot more apps that are coming out to support resellers as well. So the Flips and the List Perfectly's and the Voodoo or Vendu or whatever that is.
Vendu.
Whatever that stuff is. There's just a lot of it. So
yeah, I never thought about that, but you're right. I think generally, if I had to put just a general statement of how I feel about reselling in 2023, I just think that reselling is a lot harder. It's just so much harder than it used to be. It continues to get harder every single year. And I think you're right. Like, a lot of that comes from just everything that's being offered now and being on multiple platforms. There's also a lot of resellers now. So we have a lot more competition, not only in our area, as far as thrifting wise, but you're also competing once you get the item listed for having the best price, the best listing, the right size, customer service. So it's just a lot harder. Would you guys agree? Competition wise, I don't know, maybe you feel differently, but as far as like thrifting competition, I never really feel much pressure. If I go into a thrift store and I see a ton of other resellers there, I never really feel like I should leave. I never feel like I'm not going to be able to find something still. One thing that I pride myself in and our team in is that, you know, we do have a lot of education in clothing brands. So we go in all the time and there's resellers who are fighting us at the new racks, but then we notice they'll leave behind like a really valuable item. Like for instance, I was just telling Nikki I was at this thrift store I don't normally go to where there's a ton of resellers and we were all like digging at the new racks. There's a ton of people there. It was very vicious. And
It always is there.
yeah, and I noticed that I was like, oh, maybe I should leave because I'm not finding a lot of stuff. And I went through the same rack that everybody had just like viciously dug through. And they left behind a Johnny Was New Tags 1X kimono and a New Tags Eileen Fisher velvet dress size extra large. And I was like, these are both like over $100 items. Like, but people don't know what they don't know. I just think it's like crazy, you know? It's just, so I never really feel the pressure in the thrifting sense, but I do definitely feel the pressure when it comes to listing, like having the best price. You know, if everyone's dropping their prices on Columbia pants, which that used to be a really great brand to sell, and then everybody became very competitive with it and dropped their prices, now that brand isn't worth like hardly anything. So it has become a lot more competitive. I would definitely say like it's become very complex. I feel like in order to survive, you do have to be on multiple platforms now. And organization with that's just like killer.
Yeah.
For sure.
I definitely feel, I don't want to say feel pressure, but just angry. Is that nice to say? I get really angry. Like, let me just stop a second before I get down in a rabbit hole. But Thrift Generation, I know I've seen you 1,000 times, so I made you a moderator, FYI, because I hadn't seen any moderators. If you mind, let me know and I can take it off. But I didn't think you would.
You're not required.
No, yeah. But you can help me kind of weed through the bad apples who decide to call me fun things this week. So, but what I was going to say is she brought up a good point, like that there is a lot of people kind of coming in and like she's like, you know, my honey hole's been infiltrated. Well, that's kind of how I feel. There's this one specific area we like to go to, and now there's this new guy. I hope he watches our YouTube because
I don't think he has any clue.
I don't think so either. But he's just like so rude, and like he has this chick with him sometimes, and like I don't know. I'm cool with like being competitive, but like I don't want to be rude, and I will never like cut in front of somebody at a new rack. Like I might go to the new rack with you and then I'll be like, "Hey, can I switch sides with you?" Like we're all there for the same reason, and like I don't know. It's in my honey hole. You could probably go anywhere else around me and I probably wouldn't be upset, but it's like the one store that I claim as my own that I've like even banned Cayley's sister from going to at this point. Like it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And I get really angry when I walk in and I see there's like 3 to 4 people that are just rude about it that make me just want to scream. And I haven't yet, but like the day may come.
Yeah, we don't mind that they're there.
It's just that they're rude.
It's just that they're rude. Yeah. So be kind while you're out and about. Pennies to riches. I hope you can stay on a little longer, but totally understand. You're multitasking right now. What else?
There's some other that say prices have increased. That's true.
That's a big one.
A lot of pricing, you know, even for us in our area, like they have gotten higher. It doesn't sound like a lot of them are as high here as what they are for you guys. So I do get that, you know, some of your prices might be even higher, but that definitely.
How do we pivot that?
We just make sure that we're getting like higher priced items. So obviously, like if I don't know, price for something was originally like $4, well now it's $7. Like jeans for us went from I think they were $4.69 to $6.99. Well, now we know that we have to get higher priced jeans before, you know, we just pick the same things up. We get a little bit more restricted on what those items are. We make sure we check sell-through rate. We get more specific on those things, and we do have to leave some things behind because of that. But
I was gonna say, I think we got a lot less risky was the main way that we like pivoted that, where we had to really stick to our guns on sell-through rate. Now if we go to the bins, we're a lot less risky, and that is a big one that I see. I've seen a lot of like bigger YouTubers lately, resellers, who decided that they were going to completely change their business model and only go to the bins. And I think that that's honestly just from increase like cost of goods, and also like not having to travel to a million different places. But I would definitely say like reselling has just gotten so much harder. And I'll finish with this last note before we dive into some of these questions and comments. But like, also, have you guys noticed just like the negativity surrounding that? Like, even on YouTube, I just feel, and Instagram, I just like, it's such a different culture. Like, things don't seem that positive anymore. Like, it seems like everyone's trying to scare newer resellers off, which is mind blowing to me, but it's just like very fear based. I don't know. I'm not into that.
No, me either.
I need motivation, like not to be scared into doing things a certain way. And the funny thing is, half the time, these things that they're talking about aren't even true. Like, they're like, eBay's about to shut down. They sold to this company. It's like, that's not even true. You're just making it up. But I don't know. Reselling's become a lot harder. And it's just, I think because of the competitive nature, like, everyone's in a bad mood, which we're not going to be. But it's just, I don't know. That's a big difference I've noticed.
I don't know. I'm the kind of person, like, I'm a full believer that you really have to support everybody. Like, we're all in this for the same reason. I'm not saying that, like, you need to go give everybody, like, all this stuff when you're in the stores with them or whatever, but, like, you can be kind to them and, like, have conversations with them and, like, I don't know. I get it. Like, we are all in competition with each other, but you could just make it so much better. Like, in all actuality, we're all doing this with the intentions of we're all doing this with the intentions of bettering ourselves, working for ourselves, having more, freedom, more flexibility, whatever that looks like. Maybe you have another job and you're just trying to make some extra income. Whatever that looks like, why are we like being so crappy towards each other? And like, I don't know. I'm just not I'm like, I don't know. I'm not into that. I would rather cheer on the other resellers and like be happy for them that they found something than I would be to just be like negative all the time. I don't know why that's like, I don't know, the vibe, the reselling vibe, but like people just, I don't know.
I've been getting a lot. When I'm not exaggerating, a lot of comments lately, even on my like shorts or reels, just like short little clips where I share like a small tip. I've been getting a bunch of people now, resellers that'll come and be like, stop sharing your tips. Why are you doing that? Why are you giving away all these secrets? And I'm just like, I really didn't think that those people existed. I thought they were, kind of like made up, like cartoonized in a way, but no, they really do exist. So
they just feel threatened. That's what it comes down to. They feel threatened.
Well, I'm kind of a troll for people who try to troll my channel because I'll just ask them questions so that they have to answer for why they're acting so silly. But I'm just like, they're like, stop sharing your tips. And I'm just like, why?
Why? Is it inconvenient for you?
Yeah, and then they're like, well, and they have to answer, but it's funny. But it's just, I don't know. It's a different world, but reselling is a lot different. We are pivoting in some different ways, but one of the things that I think really helps is just staying positive.
Yes.
And avoiding a lot of that negativity. So, all right, do we have some
on that note,
questions?
We're going to go through questions.
Yeah.
And then pie me in the face because we like uplift. It's fine. Okay. It is pleasant to see you too. I appreciate you. Do you have a video on calculated shipping? Yes. An old one on eBay shipping.
Yes. If you type in Cayley Elaine eBay shipping, there are 2 videos. One is really long. It's super detailed. And then the other one is shorter. It's less detailed, but more to the point. If you've already kind of like got your footing on stuff, you kind of understand how it works. So just type in Cayley Elaine eBay shipping and both of those videos will pop up for you.
Freedom Finder says whatnot competition and YouTubers that give bad advice. Definitely not you, but others. Ha ha ha. I mean, that's true too.
Sometimes
there is a lot of, I mean, maybe.
We don't try to, but
there are a lot of people that are selling things on whatnot. And like, I haven't looked into a whole lot. I've watched a couple shows just because like I've heard a lot about it and I wanted to know what it was. And I can tell that, I don't know, I'm surprised sometimes by how cheap a lot of that stuff goes, which it seems to me, and we're not going to go down a whatnot rabbit hole because I know every time we start this, somebody else gets offended. So we're not going to do that. But I do think a lot of whatnot shoppers tend to be resellers that like wait to watch, like they find, I don't know, like a Ralph Lauren bird's eye sweater, right? So they like find something that's like a good print or something that people don't know about it, and I feel like they use that to buy the better stuff. You know what I mean?
I've definitely seen some shift
Yeah.
in like whatnot videos. Not that I like sit through all of them, but I've noticed a lot of the whatnot sellers are posting videos now that they're like, whatnot's completely changed.
Yeah.
Is this the end of whatnot? So there's definitely a shift, and I think the novelty has changed. We still haven't tried it.
That's what I'm gonna call it now. Whatnot.
Need more coffee.
So, good morning from Seattle. No school today for the kiddos, so I can be around. Whoop whoop. Happy we're here, Purple Sparkles. We're excited.
I want to visit Seattle too. These all sound like great places.
What I want to know is why your kids don't have school. Did it snow or something? Some of our kids had canceled school on Friday because of that dusting.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this
Probably.
is a joke.
Washington's kind of cold.
Prices have increased. We talked about that. Hard to find inventory and price increases. Natalie says you can come to Boston, that she will show you the beautiful city and all the hidden great shops for business.
I might take you up on that someday. My mom and I went to Boston a couple years ago for a women's conference, and we absolutely loved it, and we've been dying to go back. I didn't thrift while I was there, but I strictly just, regardless of reselling, just really loved it there.
We have, says, I believe Goodwill has caught on to a lot of the brands. I think that's true. They're selling a lot of the good brands online because they do have a store as well. I think that that's something a lot of people don't think of as well.
Good point.
We used to like never find like Lululemon and stuff in the thrift stores because they were always pulling them and selling them. And we like actually had employees telling us that they were pulling them to put them online and that they shouldn't be. Like, they shouldn't catch them on the sales floor. Like,
yeah,
almost like they weren't going to sell them to us because they were mad that they missed them.
Yeah.
They never did. But, like, that kind of vibe. But I've been finding stuff, like, good stuff.
I've seen a lot. I mean, and I said this from the very beginning. I was like, this isn't going to last long.
No.
Like, there's no way that Goodwill will be able to train their employees to pull all this stuff and be able to keep up with it. Yeah. Because they got to do more than just reselling. So, like, they don't have the time to invest all this education into it. So I did see that tapering out a little bit.
Me too.
So we have seen our thrift stores putting some of those brands back on the shelf at regular price, which tells me that it wasn't selling or wasn't profitable for them. Now, I do still think that they're trying to like sell some things online, but as far as like certain clothing brands that I thought that, or they thought would be really good, I think they're learning not so much.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're not as good at it as what they thought they were going to be, which has given them some struggles too. We're glad that you're here. For those of you that are first timers, I see a lot of them are saying that you've never caught lives before and you're really excited you're here. So welcome. We've
been doing better. This is our third week in a row. I just have to point that out. We didn't miss, so we're trying to be better.
A lot of people are saying it's getting harder compared to 2010 when they started. The competition will fade off. For instance, in my area, there's always new resellers, but they don't like how much work goes into it and then they quit. Yes.
Can I just say that it's getting harder, but it's getting easier at the same time. Like, for us, it's like sourcing's harder, but like processes, like just because of the tools that are out there now, it's also gotten a lot easier in some aspects. Like, if I want to sell on multiple platforms, I have List Perfectly now. Or if things need shared on my closet, I have Posture VA. So like, I am really thankful for some of the tools that have come out that don't make it so convoluted, but that really actually help. So harder and easier at the same time.
That always kind of reminds me, I'm really going to go down a rabbit hole, but that reminds me of like people who in the beginning of the year say, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym all the time. I'm going to exercise, and they make it like a week. People who say that they're not going to eat cheese at all in 2023 and then, make it not even through the first month and eat white American American cheese. We have a woman in our office who tries not to eat cheese, and she's like, this is it. This is my year. I'm not going to do it. And then today she came and she's like, you know how I said I wasn't going to eat cheese? I ate the cheese. So it's the same thing. People say they're going to stick with things, or they say that they're, going to do it, and then they do it for a couple weeks. And I just think it's like a human thing. Like, we can only maintain stuff for so long, which I'm glad I have my accountability buddy over here, because otherwise, like, there might be mornings where like, I'm just not feeling, I'm just going to stay in bed. But I know if I don't come in, Cayley's going to be like, where are you? Why are you not here? I'm coming to your house. Are you dead?
Yeah.
So, it's a good thing. Finally caught another live. Looks like we've got some people homeschooling at the time. Good luck. I had to do that during the time we're not allowed to talk about, when all of our schools shut down, and I had to homeschool. And let me tell you what, I thought I could still do math. I'm not sure if it's even a thing anymore.
I had to help my little brother with math the other day, and
it's hard.
He was like using the word integer, and I was like, hold up, I gotta Google this. I'm like, I don't even remember.
It's not even that it, like, I don't know what it is. It's just the way that they teach these kids now. Like, I can tell you the answer, and I can tell you how I got there. That's true. But the way they tell them to do it is just not a thing. So, the junction, we are praying for you. Good luck. Donnie Lane says that Columbia went downhill once Kohl's started selling it. That's a good call out too. Yeah. That a lot of times, I don't want to call them sister brands, but like
retailers,
cheaper retailers. Can I say that without it being offensive? Cheaper retailers
department stores.
Yeah, start selling stuff, and it kind of goes down. Did you know Walmart is selling BCBG?
No.
You not. I saw it on a reel, and I was like, this is not true. And I literally searched BCBG Walmart, and it popped up on Google. BCBG is at Walmart.
Huh.
And I was thinking, don't get that. Soft Surroundings is at Walmart.
That's so interesting.
Soft Surroundings is at Walmart.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? So, like, knowing that, I'm kind of watching the trend. You know what I mean? You got to kind of know that.
That's true.
I feel like once cheaper retailers like Walmart, Kohl's, the like everyday places start having it, and it's going to become less desirable. So I feel like we got to be more cautious.
I mean, in a way, yes, the brand as a whole becomes less desirable, but there will also be those people that are searching for the older labels specifically, and so that will go up in value.
Yeah, you'll have to pay attention to the new versus the old. Penny's Riches also says homeschooling right now, but hoping I can listen. Good luck. We're giving you love here. Freezing Wyoming. Good morning. I get angry at rude people too. Preach.
I just have to remind everyone, because a lot of people have jumped in. We are pieing Nikki in the face today. I feel like that's why half of you joined.
Yeah, we got to get some thumbs up for that.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Take 2 seconds to do that. It really helps the channel. But a couple of lives ago, 2 weeks ago, Nikki said if we reached our like count, a certain like count, she said that she would allow us here at the office to pie her in the face and film it. And so we are doing that today, but it will be at the end of this segment. That way she's still able to talk and doesn't have like whipped cream in her eyes and stuff. So we'll be doing that at the end. For anybody diving on just now, we are still doing that. She's getting pied in the face at the end of this.
Yeah. I also didn't wash my hair today specifically for that, so if it looks extra crappy, that's why. I saw some questions or some comments at the end about whether it's online on the marketplace or whether it was in store. The reel that I saw was actually in the store, hanging on a rack in the store, and it was like a bunch of them, and I literally like paused it and then zoomed in, and like I couldn't tell for sure if it was Walmart from like the way it was hanging, but like they had the same like gray steel racks. They had the like woodish floor. So I was like pretty sure. That's why I Googled it, and it did show that they have some in store. There are a bunch online, but that's only for the BCBG. I didn't look at the Soft Surroundings, but the reel that I saw was in an actual Walmart. Now, I went to my Walmart. They don't have it, but that is not surprising because we come from like middle of nowhere. So wouldn't be surprising. I don't think that most people in our area would even know what Soft Surroundings or BCBG even is. So I don't think it would sell any differently. Like, they don't care what it is, but I don't know. But I'm here for the pie in the face. That's okay. I love you too. It's fine. There's truly enough to go around, but yes, check your attitude. You're right. I feel like the fear mongering, among some of the YouTubers has made it worse this year. For example, too many resellers, eBay and Posh are dead, the recession, fees, ASP, etc. Yeah, they like try to make it sound like it's horrendous. I also like, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist. And the fact that I wonder if some of these people who like are doing these massive like I'm not selling on eBay, eBay kicked me off, if they aren't actually still selling on eBay. Like it was funny because I saw that, what's that guy? Reformation guy?
Daily Refinement.
Yeah, whatever he is. Like I saw that go down and I think people like I think that's legitimate. Like I'm not saying him, but like I feel like a lot of people realized the attention he got from it, and they like after that I saw like 6 or 7 people come out and they were like, I'm not selling on eBay because eBay won't stand beside me, and they did these like hate videos, and
yeah,
I almost wondered if like some of them didn't do that to like fearmonger, which like I was kind of scared because I was thinking like my whole life is wrapped up in this. Her whole life is wrapped up in this. We now have 3 employees whose whole lives are wrapped up in this. Like, what if something happens? You know what I mean?
I don't even click into it. You know, it's funny.
I had to stop.
The last, like, fear-mongering videos I saw were when eBay started deleting those drafts. I didn't even know about it until Lynn called me. And she was like, hey, have any of your drafts been deleted? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
She's like, you haven't heard? And I was like, no, it's because I don't even click into it. And that was a legitimate thing. But, like, if it doesn't affect me, like...
I just don't look into it anymore. Yeah, I had to kind of not let myself do that anymore. Because it does. It makes you, like, panic.
And to be fair, like, recession, like, that's a legitimate thing, right? Like, it is something to be aware of. All of these things are things to be aware of. But... honestly, recessions usually help resellers because more people move to buying pre-owned, and typically when things are bad, like inflation-wise, more people come over to buying secondhand, and actually, like, to me, is job security.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. There's 2 different ways to look at it. I freaking love Daily Refinement as well. He has made a big difference in my business as far as, like, efficiency and processes go.
I don't know him other than the things that Cayley tells me, but he sounds like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah. We've used a lot of their methods. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and they've been really successful.
We have a lot of people saying that their bins aren't very great. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. People being rude with the bins. The bins is like a mentality. Like, I don't know if you guys, there's a video of us going to the bins where we're literally dressed in like armors, like Vikings. It's so true. Like, it's literally like preparing for battle. Like, you know what? Even like outside of regular stores, like that's just a mess.
Yeah. And Tech, shout out to Tech.
I don't know who that is.
He is they both run the Daily Refinement podcast.
Shout out to you.
He's a really, really big eBay seller.
I hear a lot about you. I'm not, first of all, not good at remembering.
He's not here. Someone was just saying he liked him. Oh, okay. I was like,
saying, like,
if he's there, if he's in this chat,
hit the like button. No, I feel like I hear a lot about some different channels. I just am really bad at like remembering who's who. But like if you told me a specific thing, like, hey, remember that guy I told you that did this? I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. He's cool. So yeah, I get it. I like it. Purple Sparkles brings up the holes made in the garments from the plastic price things. Yes. I could leave so much behind because of that.
Yeah.
It's sad, especially the linen stuff in the summer. Like,
it's gotten a lot worse, for sure.
Prices have increased, but our customers don't want to see prices go up on the selling platforms. Yes. Also, shipping. I'm going down
expensive.
A hole right now. But if I hear one more buyer complain about shipping, like, I get it, but, like, what do they think I do? Like,
yeah,
make special jobs at the post office to get cheaper discounts? Like, it just, like, what do you want me to do? You want me to wrap it in a Ziploc bag and send it and so it's cheaper? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Prices have gone up on shipping for sure. Yeah, I was just looking at some of the flat rate options the other day, and I was talking to one of the girls about it, and I was like, it used to be this, crazy. And then I was like, what is it now? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's like $3 more expensive than it used to be.
One person talked about going shopping on sale days. We've tried to really take advantage of stuff like that too, make sure we're paying attention to what the half price, things are, or we have some in our area that do like 75, 25, 50% different discounts. So
it's a good shout out.
Autumn says she really likes watching you because you are super positive and don't fearmonger. I honestly can't watch resellers that are like that. Watching you is so refreshing.
Oh, thanks. We appreciate that.
Thanks.
That's what we're going for.
So glad I caught you guys live. I just came back to reselling 3 months ago and hit 3K on eBay and 1 on Posh. Woo! Way to
awesome.
go. And people sell different things. That's true. Why do people quit? Because they all sell different things. My question is, have you ever seen a sign at a thrift store that states items in the store are not for resale? My local little church thrift store has a sign up. If so, what would you do? I would buy it anyways, and I would sell it anyways.
No, I've never seen that. I just wouldn't tell them that I was a reseller.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really none of their business. I mean, they're getting profits for it. I mean, unless they're giving the items away for like charity, then I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But if they're doing it like to actually get money to invest back into their community, which is what most of them are doing it for, I would just go in there and I wouldn't tell people I was a reseller.
If it's for sale, I feel like it's game. Now, if it's just, like she said, giving back to the community, probably not.
Hold up.
Sorry, I was trying to read this back. I think it's supposed to be a date. Back in blank, I was reselling full time. We never shared or stored even or any secrets, so I can see that things have really changed with transparency. Yeah, I could see that. How can they possibly prove the items being resold? That's a good place, a good spot. They were on the same thing with that pie lady. There is enough for everyone. People should not be upset. Good morning, South Carolina. Whoop whoop.
Morning.
It's the whole scarcity versus abundance mindset. Sad but true. Thank you for all you guys do. Love you both on here. Yeah, we love you too.
Absolutely. It does, and I mean, people that are in that mindset, you're right. Like, they're not only in a scarcity mindset for the business, but you know that they're just like that about everything. And then same thing with people who live in an abundance mindset. Like, it doesn't just affect your business. Like, you're doing it in every aspect of your life, and it really can make a difference. It's like glass half full, glass half empty. Like, just a small mindset change can be the difference of being stressed all the time or not. So, yeah.
That's true. Thrift Generation brought up a good point. I love Whatnot mainly for the social aspect. I can see that. Like, as somebody who maybe like isn't on YouTube or like doesn't do a lot of like social interaction, like works from home all the time, like other than obviously going out thrifting or whatever that looks like, online sales or like shows would be a really good opportunity to like interact and talk with people.
Yeah, I mean, I popped onto some Whatnot shows just to check them out. I bought something from Mogi Beth just to kind of see the process as a buyer, and it was a lot of fun to hang out and talk with people. Like I said, we are wanting to try it, but have not yet. But online sales, live sales, everybody seems to be definitely moving towards that, and we got to be able to keep up with the times. What?
Please. I'm pretty sure that the pie lady is the lady that we met at Posh Fest. I just got an Instagram message and I was like, wait, I have to know. So, pie lady, if you are who I think you are, I need you to send me that Instagram message back because I'm going to get way more excited than I just was. Piece of Scrap says it's -21 here. Oh, we got a super sticker. Thanks, Evelyn.
Thanks, Evelyn.
We appreciate you. Absolutely, just let her know when. Natalie says that she will take you up for Boston. Just let her know when.
Okay.
I have a question. When you decided to start dropping prices to the first few times, what was your drop schedule and what it was your percentage?
I'm not sure if you're talking about eBay or Poshmark, but Poshmark, if you do closet clear out, you have to drop at least 10%. So like you're forced to do it. So we just did 10% every time. But as far as just like in general dropping prices every single month, I was doing 10% when we first started, but I noticed things were getting dropped really quickly. And so we thought we could capture a little bit more sales. So we switched to like 5%, I think. To be honest, I'm still figuring all that out. But right now it's about 5% for each thing. A slight difference where I feel comfortable enough. But we're kind of testing the waters with that. We really need to like dig into a schedule with that. Right now I'm doing it once a month, but I don't have a set percentage, right around 5%. But we want to get to a point where we know when something drops to X amount of dollars that we remove it and donate it. And so that's what we're still figuring out. So I don't have a direct answer for you, but right now it's about 5%.
I don't know if we talked about this on another live, but we were talking about dropping prices on Posh. Cayley and I were. Once you drop them below $2 on Poshmark, things you've like obviously discounted, it actually marks those as not for sale anymore. So just something for you guys to think of. We found a lot of stuff that was marked not for sale, and ironically, I relisted it, set it for $10, and it sold the same day. So I don't know why it didn't sell above that before, but just a shout out.
Once she pointed that out to me, now when I drop prices on Posh BA, you can set a minimum while you're doing that, so that's what I'm going to be doing, so that doesn't happen again.
Just a thought process. West Michigan got 10 to 12 inches of snow. No thrifting today. I'm gonna come there. So
time to practice online sourcing.
Yeah. Hey from Seattle. Oh, I jumped again. So hey from Seattle. Welcome. That's one place I'd always like to go thrifting, would be Seattle.
Yeah, I'd like to visit. I've visited almost every state, but I have not been to the state of Washington yet.
Morning, South Florida reseller here. It's a struggle with the rude resellers here. I call them seagulls. They are old men who chase down the new racks and harass the employees like gulls to a bait boat. That's a good analogy. I like that.
Our method is like to be kind of quiet and like unassuming, and like we just don't pay attention, and we snake through the stores really quickly. And you know what I have noticed, something that I guess gives us more of a competitive edge, is that these resellers that are like very aggressive, they're only hitting new racks. They don't ever seem to really go through the aisles.
No, ever.
They miss a ton of stuff because they don't go through the aisles and look for the new color, because if you think about it, those items just came off the new racks within the last few days. So I feel like that is one bit of like a competitive edge that we have versus those people we're running into.
It is our friend from Posh.
Oh, hey girl, hey.
I'm not going to say her name just because I feel like she didn't want that. But welcome. I've missed you. I will look through all the photos you just sent me.
We're going to have to go back and meet up with her sometime.
Yeah, we do.
That'd be fun.
That was fun. We should get together soon.
Yeah.
I think you told me you were from Texas somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Texas, did you see that tornado hit Houston?
Mm-mm.
I messaged her other friend, but I haven't heard back yet. So I'm really hoping she's fine.
Yeah.
So if any of y'all are from Houston, I'm so sorry. Boston is amazing. I grew up in New Hampshire, and that's a beautiful place too if you ever get to visit. Good morning from North Carolina. We have 126 people. Everyone hit the thumbs up.
You're right. 187 now.
Oh, well, when this was 126. Yeah, we gotta think of a new like record, like a new threshold. I might make that like 250 because I might regret this pie in the face for a while. We hit 250 likes. I don't know. I have to think about
I don't think we've ever had 200. We've been definitely over 200 lately, but not 250. But welcome in, guys. If you haven't already and you have a question, make sure to drop them down below. We're going through questions right now. Comments, concerns, but we were just talking about in the beginning, if you feel like dropping a comment, how reselling is so much different in 2023 and how much more difficult it is and kind of how to navigate that. At the end of the live, Nikki is going to get pied in the face, which we're like 40-ish minutes in, so we're getting real close. So make sure to drop your questions below. We're gonna keep going through them.
We have a newbie from South Florida. Talking about people raising price. It's the managers, not the regular employees, that are pulling items. I could see that. They normally only pull the higher design items. That's true as well. When you list shoes, if you do you try to measure the sole length, the heel height, etc.?
No, we used to do all of those measurements, but we didn't really see a point unless there wasn't a size. But if there's a size, the only thing we really measure is heel height and then shaft height if it's like a longer boot.
Or circumference for the top of the boot. Sometimes we do that too.
Oh, calf width?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for being so positive and encouraging in such a negative world sometimes. Being kind goes a long way, and y'all have been nothing but that with sharing your tips and knowledge with us. Thank you. You're welcome. We love you. I go to consignment stores now. I can still find some things at Goodwill, but not like it was before. I've been doing really good with consignment stores and TJ Maxx.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We do not have as good of luck with that stuff. I wish we did.
I fan that for boots. People constantly ask me for the shaft circumference. Yeah, we originally weren't doing that, and we kind of started adding like the heel height and shaft height and stuff like that because of that. The other thing I thought about adding to like blazers and stuff is just automatically doing like the shoulder to the end of the arm. We get that for like blazers all the time, and that's not something that we like are set to do right now, but I was thinking this weekend that actually might be something that we should just start planning on doing. Goodwill has definitely gotten more aggressive with pricing, but they don't have the infrastructure to properly discount items that don't sell. They get pushed to the bins in my area, and that's been great. That's true.
Yeah.
If they don't sell them, then they get donated, or they just don't know what they're looking for. If you follow the comp method, we've noticed that a lot of times they just don't recognize certain brands because we don't recognize them. They're just things that happen to comp well, and we pick them up. Versus like, I don't know, you have Kate Spades and like the higher end things they know to look for.
Someone said we have to get to 150 likes again just to support Nikki.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great. I'd appreciate that. At least I won't feel so bad about getting pied. I'm getting pied twice. Both girls wanted it on it. So I feel like that's a fair trade-off. I have a lot of stuff from my Goodwill that was cheap. A lot of $2 Tuesdays and 50% off items. I think I might do some wholesaling just because listing is a lot of work. Nick, you let us know. I've been telling you, like, y'all been talking about competition. I'm just going to buy out the competition at this point because we've had some pretty good luck with getting some people that are buying so much that they haven't had time to list it that are willing to sell us stuff at wholesale pricing. So if you decide you want to do it, hit us up. We might be open to it.
It's an interesting, I just want to touch on that real quick. I was talking to my sister about this. It's an interesting business model. There are a lot of like people now who want to be wholesalers specifically for resellers, and they're doing like the normal thrifting. Like they're buying one-off items, they're checking comps, and then they're selling those to resellers. And a lot of people think, well, how could that be profitable? But it really pays off because they don't have to house a lot of inventory. Like as soon as they bring it in, it's going out. And if you think about it, like for instance, and I'm just throwing numbers out there, but we have a girl that's wholesaling items to us. But I was like, if she's able to find, let's say there's a lot of outlet stores, let's say she's able to find things for $2, sells them to us for $6 and makes $4 per item, obviously before taxes, but like she has really no other expenses because, you know, again, I'm throwing numbers out there, but like shipping's paid for as well additionally. So like $2 into $4, let's say, if you're in a really great sourcing area and you can find, let's say, 10 items an hour, you're making $40 an hour. You don't have to house any of those items and you get to ship them off. Like that's a cool business model that I've never really thought about before. And if you're an individual, that's a cool idea. And you don't have to do the listing and you don't have to do all that stuff. So yeah, I'm seeing a few people pop up with that idea of wholesaling to resellers. So yeah, reach out to us if you decide to do that. We might be interested. We have one person right now that's doing that for us.
Yeah, we are open to it for sure. Just as a reminder, I know we have a lot of questions and I am working through them. That's kind of why I'm like in my own little la la land over here. So if you have asked a question, I haven't gotten to it yet. It's just because we are a chunk behind. So I know some people get on, they're like, my question's not getting answered.
Rapid fire.
Do you sell on Depop? Yes, we do. Probably not as motivated as what we should, but yes. Just to get the item is free. You have to give up a percent of sales. So far, so good. Oh, we're talking about buying things on Flip.
Oh,
okay. My local store started using Sharpie on items. Yeah, they do that with shoes for us too. It's frustrating.
I just saw a video shoot. I can't remember who it was. I just saw someone on Instagram this morning that was showing how to get ink out of tags. And all she did was take a bottle of rubbing alcohol, a Q-tip, dip the Q-tip, and then rub it onto the tag and then took a cotton pad to like pull the ink out, and it worked so well.
Hmm.
Not that I would ever take the time to do that, but for people who like it really bothers you, I was like, yeah, that's really cool. I wish I could remember her name to give her credit, but I just saw it on Instagram and I was like, what a cool idea.
What are your thoughts on eBay Live?
I actually haven't heard of eBay Live yet, so I don't know if like you've heard something that I haven't or if you're just throwing it out there, but I have not heard about eBay Live yet. I would be really surprised if we didn't get offered to beta test it, because we seem to get offered to beta test like everything, but my thoughts are the same as like Whatnot and Posh Lives. Like, it's the way the world is moving, and you either have to move with it or get left behind. So my thoughts are, if platforms want to add it and it's successful for them, we're going to try it out and see if it works for our business model. If it doesn't work for our business model, we'll just continue the normal way of reselling, listing and taking photos of still items. And yeah, we'll just continue doing that. We're going to do what works for us, but we are going to try out new things, because if these platforms are all doing it, that tells me that consumers are saying that they want it. So I do think that there's a good opportunity there.
Somebody said in Indiana, Goodwill stores have stopped doing military discounts and senior discounts and stopped off half off tag days and raised their prices. Greedy, greedy, greedy.
Yeah, we've seen that too around Ohio, actually.
I used to work for a thrift shop. It was making $50,000 a month. I could never dream of telling customers what to do with their purchases later. Yeah, I mean, like, most of their income is coming from resellers. Like, if you honestly really took into, like, split it down on how many people are buying to resell and how many are just buying for themselves, I would say probably the majority of Goodwill sales are coming from resellers. So if they just, like, banned all the resellers, I think they would lose too much money that they just would have to let us do it again.
I think a lot of people, like that church sale that you guys mentioned, I think people are just very uninformed as to how that money benefits
The community.
people in not great situations. And if they did understand it, they would have a mindset shift.
That's true. Hi from Montana. Hey girl, hey. We have not been going to the bins lately. We were going. We actually were sending one of our girls every week, and it's just our area bins have not been good. So we kind of stopped going and have kind of been reevaluating.
We might go back soon, only because we know that our thrift stores are switching seasons right now. So I feel like there's going to be an influx of some probably pretty decent items for cheap. So we might go back soon.
When shipping on eBay as priority mail, do you use priority mail envelopes or what? It just depends. It depends on where we're going. We have like a whole chunk of different things. Shoe boxes. We were using regionals, which are no longer a thing. Paddeds, flat rates. It just depends, essentially whatever it fits in and what's the cheapest option to get it to them. But we do have like Tyvek and things like that we can use to just ship. It honestly just depends on the weight. A lot of people are saying they don't have bins in their area. It's a love-hate relationship, Kelly. Our stores are getting fuller and they purge and just send it to the bins to be sold by the pound. Bugsy wants to know, no hard feelings at all if you'd rather skip my question. Well, we're reading it out loud, so we're not skipping it.
It's tax related.
It's tax related. But I was wondering if you could provide some clarification on the 1099 as it relates to Poshmark. 1099K as it relates to Poshmark. I have not received mine yet, so I might get more clarification once I do. But does the gross total it shows include shipping the buyer paid? Unfortunately, with Poshmark, I don't always know what the buyer paid for shipping. If the item was repurchased during closet clear out, or if it was a buyer's first purchase and they received a promotion, the seller doesn't see what the buyer pays. I'm just wondering if the gross number includes shipping that the buyer paid. Sorry for the long question.
No, you're okay. I haven't got mine yet. I feel like I might have seen an email come through where it might be available now. So I obviously don't look at my 1099K but once a year, because I'm only getting it once a year. So I would have to like go back and look. But I do know that Poshmark typically breaks down their reports quite a bit, and you should be able to tell based on what I would do is I would go to a recent sale maybe on that 1099. I don't know if it's pulling everything up or what, but maybe just compare it to a previous month's report and see if like those numbers line up. You see what I'm saying? Like If they're drastically not lining up, then you know that they do or do not include shipping with it. But again, I would have to look at the 1099K, but I would think that they would not include it. I would think that they would only include the discount if you provided a discount and factor that in just based on what I know about Poshmark reports, but you would have to double check that. If I get mine and I remember this question, I'll come back on a live and let you know, but I haven't seen mine yet.
Donald says I have a question.
Well, it has to be here, right? Because it's the end of January. So I have to have mine sitting in my email somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
I'll get to it.
So I have a question about comps. When I check comps on my computer, take for example American Eagle men's jeans, they're 90% sold. On my phone, they show at about 40%. Why is that, or am I doing it wrong? I don't know. Hey, you woman. One of you. I didn't want to say your names. Will you just generically...
You can do it right here.
Oh, just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing. It's
kidding.
Fine. Just ignore me. I forgot I literally have a tablet sitting right in front of me. It's fine. I love you. I'm sorry.
We've been hearing that from a lot of people, and I've noticed that too. Although usually, you know, when we're comping stuff, we're just using the app out at thrift stores. We don't have a desktop in front of us. But what?
I'm just thinking of something like specific enough that I can type
American Eagle men's original straight jeans, 32. But I have heard from a lot of people about it being different, and I have noticed slight differences, but it's never enough that I feel like I can't trust the comps. You know what I'm saying? It's not like there's 100 extra results on one. Okay, we're testing it right now. There's 560 available on
the desktop.
On the desktop.
Okay, let me go to used because we're assuming that they're used. So if I go to used on my phone, I get 523. If I do it on the computer, I get 516. Okay. So pretty close. If I go to sold on my phone, I get 325. $326. So when I just generically tried this one, like it does look pretty close. I think the first one was off by like 10-ish, but not enough that like I think it would make a big difference. I mean,
I would say that there's probably some coding incorrect between either the app or the desktop is the reason for that variance. But like I said, it's never like you heard those numbers, like they're so close, like I would never really worry about that. The difference is probably, honestly, it's probably something to do with multi-quantity items, maybe, if I had to guess, and or promoted listings showing up. But again, there's not enough of a difference that I wouldn't trust either or. But no, I don't for sure know the reason, but I would say there's some kind of coding calculation incorrect between one of those.
I mean, ultimately, like, we're going off of just, like, what we use on our phone all the time. So I feel like as long as you use one versus the other and you, like, use it consistently, like, you're going to be pretty close. I mean, there might be times where, like, things are different on the desktop versus they are on your phone. But I also feel like you generally have a gut feeling. Like, you're not just going in the store, or I don't think so. You're not just going in the store and comping every single item you're coming across. You're finding the items that think that they might be good, and then you're comping them because of that, which already tells you that they have some of the, like, the selling factors that you're looking for. So I think that that should help you as well. If you're being drawn to it, and I think we do it as well as probably some other people, there's a reason why you're drawn to it. You might go ahead and say, wait, the comps aren't that great on this, but like, I'm pretty sure that with this print or with this size or with whatever, that this is good, that you might be willing to risk it. I just think that regardless of what that looks like, whether there's a little variance or not, it would be pretty straightforward.
And I think you can trust the comps knowing that there might be a slight variance. Like, for example, we do try to follow that 100% sell-through rate, but for instance, if there's a variance of 5, let's say, and let's say the variance happens on the app and we're at a thrift store and we search those exact pair of jeans and, you know, there's 100 available but 95 sold, that's still, like, I'm still going to consider that a 100% sell-through rate. I'm not going to let,
close enough.
Yeah, I'm not going to let 5 items of a variance tell me that it's not worth it. Now, if it's like 10 are available and there's a variance of 5, obviously that's different. But once you're like up there in those numbers, like a variance of 5 is not that much. Like we'd probably still pick that item up.
Yes. Smash the like button. We are at 100. 50 to go, and I'll feel really good about getting pied in the face.
We are at 55 items. So
55
550. I got listing on the brain. 55 minutes. So we are gonna rapid fire these questions because I know we got quite a few still, and then we're gonna go pie Nikki in the face, and then we're gonna get off because we're getting tacos, and we're gonna use that super chat you gave us to get some
tacos. I offer free shipping on eBay. Buyer pays return shipping. I've been getting a lot of returns lately for doesn't fit. I'm thinking about changing to doesn't accept returns, but hesitate. Any advice? Gina at Squirrel Resell. If you make a drastic change with anything in your business, you're going to see probably it taper off sales wise for a little while. Just it always happens. Any change, not just returns, not just shipping, anything. Any drastic changes that you make could do so. So I would just kind of keep that in mind, but ultimately it's your decision on whether you want to accept returns or not. I personally always tell people I would not purchase something if I couldn't return it. That's just me out of like fear of it not fitting or whatever. But again, totally your decision.
My opinion on it is that buyers can force returns anyway, so you might as well go ahead and offer it and get the benefit of offering it, because if you decide you're not going to accept returns, you're probably going to push a lot of people to be like, this item was not as described, even though it was as described, so that they can get the return. Like, you're going to get buyers to start to do that to you. Some people have a lot of success with not offering returns. I'm totally not saying that it's not like a viable option. I'm just telling you what works for us.
Maria says, we deserve all the likes in the world. Fabulous content. Y'all making my heart full today.
We have 111 likes and
we're gonna get there.
And 10
it's
people
gonna
watching.
Happen.
Go wake up your kids.
Thrift Generations here. I can tell her, wake up your kids. I always tell her that when she's here. I don't know why.
Hi, a lot of first time catching the live. Welcome. We're towards the end of it now. You might have to go back and watch some of it.
We have a lot of people talking about ruthless Posh ratings. Some say, I've received my first ever 1-star yesterday. The shoes didn't fit the buyer and he was upset about it. Dude, Posh is a mess. Like, I love Poshmark, but like those people, like, you know, when you buy on Poshmark, you don't get returns. Like, you know, that's blatantly obvious. Nobody. And they still will say it didn't fit me. I'm really sad. I get it. Like, I could get it. I bought a backpack off Poshmark. My very first Poshmark purchase. My only ever Poshmark purchase. Let me be honest. I bought a backpack. And it showed, and it was like smelly. So we're going to call it smelly. And I was sad because you can't see smelly in the photos. I also asked about a couple things that I thought were stains, and they said, no, it's in new condition. And I was like, okay, you said. So I was a little sad. I could understand that, right? I still gave him a 5-star rating because, like, I'm that kind of person. Like, it sucks. I got my money back. It was whatever. I'm not going to hash him, but, like, still, because it doesn't fit, so he's going to give you 1 star. Bugsy, I'm sorry.
Here's my advice. If you can't change it, move on. Yeah. Obviously, if you're getting a poor rating and, you know, it ended up arriving with a couple holes in it that you didn't realize were there, that's on you. But you can change that for the future. You can be more careful about your items. But if it's something like fit and you've done everything that you can, by the way, if you're not already, you might consider putting measurements in your photos to kind of prevent that. But if you've exhausted anything to kind of prevent that, then don't let it get you. Like, those ratings honestly mean nothing right now. They don't even show a lot of those love note lower star ratings. So, like, your other buyers probably aren't seeing that. You have to kind of dig to get into some of that. But I would just move on. Like, it's cost of doing business. You're gonna get bad ratings every now and
then. Copper Cats and Coffee wants to know if we typically see a tax refund boom in sales. That's something I haven't thought about.
Oh,
like an increase.
Oh, yeah. We saw the same thing when the stimulus checks came out. As soon as stimulus came, sales went up. So yeah, I do definitely think that.
Give Me Some Pies wants to know if you ever tried items other than clothes and shoes. I could just come after you right now. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that?
If we know 100% for sure that it is like a hard goods item that we like definitely know will sell, we will get it. I've sold some questionable things like a life-size Ninja Turtle on Facebook Marketplace, but we got like $100 for it. So like we definitely will bring in larger things or hard goods items other than clothes, shoes, and accessories, but we have to know for sure it's going to sell, and we typically do not get it unless it's going to be a larger price sale to make it worth the effort of doing that. Nikki is not a big fan of it because it just kind of disrupts everything. You're not used to shipping hard goods or bigger items, so it kind of disrupts the flow of everything. However,
if it's expensive enough,
yes,
we'll do it.
However, we both agreed this year, her and I were going to start dipping our toes into some hard goods. We agreed we are not going to do breakables unless it's some kind of like really high-end item. But we are going to dip our toes into it. Nikki actually found a hard goods kind of item the other day.
It's still wearable.
That video is about to come out, so don't tell them. It's
still wearable.
But it's coming out tomorrow, I think.
It is wearable.
But she found a hard goods item, believe it or not.
It is wearable. It is technically a piece of attire because you put it on to go do certain things. But I also was not in the hard goods. I was just in the men's section, and the employee was like, "Hey, you resell? Do you want these?" And I was like, I'll look them up. And then they sold for like, well, they didn't sell yet, but they like were selling online for like $70.
We don't really like, for sometimes I'll browse like the dish cookware aisle for myself, but we don't really go down the hard goods item shelves the way we do with clothing to find items. Most of the times if we're finding hard good stuff, it's because it came out on a new rack or it's sitting out in the open.
Yeah.
But we are sometime this year going to start trying to do that because I do think that we're passing on a lot of really profitable items.
I did not agree. I just want to make sure I put this in stone here. I did not volunteer that I was okay with doing hard goods.
You did too. No. You said, yeah, I'm okay with that.
What I'm saying is Cayley said, 2023, my goal is to dip my feet in hard goods. Let's do it. What do you think? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I didn't say myself, let's go do hard goods.
It wasn't
her
idea.
I was appeasing the boss. That's what it was. Now, I am kind of excited. As long as she stays out of glassware. Like, we are just not walking down that aisle. As long as it's not glassware, I'm game. Do you know what Magic Scripter is?
Yes.
I don't know what this is, so I don't use it, but...
I've gotten a lot of emails about it. I've seen it on some people's videos.
Spill the beans.
It is a new app that someone created for resellers. I just dove into the email again today and watched a video about it. It is not something that I am interested in. I don't think it would be useful in our business. So I'm not interested in making a video about that, but for some people they might find it useful. But it's basically like a description builder, and you type in like keywords that you would want to use, and you can ask it to build you a description. And it basically, like, okay, for instance, let's say you do, I feel like I'm giving this more time than I actually want to because I'm a little frustrated that I've been bothered by it so much when I've said I'm not interested in it. But it let's say I type in the word like cardigan, bohemian. Again, I'm going off of this short video I watched this morning. Cardigan, bohemian, the size, whatever. Then you tell it like how you want it to sound, if you want it to sound professional or whatever, and then it will build you your description in like a few different paragraphs for you, and it'll type things out like, this is a bohemian cardigan. It's da-da-da-da. It would be perfect for da-da-da-da. It's a size da-da-da-da. And
so much like a fill in the blank.
It's like it builds it for you, but in my opinion, you're already typing in those words. Like, and we already have our own custom template that's super easy. Like, to me, it would take us more time to use it than just doing what we're already doing. So that's why I just don't feel it's right for my business. I'm not saying it might not be right for other people's business, but we're not using it. But yes, I have heard of it, and I've watched a video on it and saw how it works. I do think it's cool. I like the concept, but it just doesn't fit my particular business model. But you guys can check it out if you want.
Rachel joined us. Rachel Strickland. I think you know her.
Yes.
Hey, girl, hey. She says it's essential oils take Sharpies off of shoes, and hairspray takes it off of tags and cloth. And then Copper Cats and Coffee said, do not use alcohol on acetate fabrics because it eats through the fabric.
Yeah, I thought about
some funsies.
I thought about discoloration a lot too. You'd have to be very careful, probably not to get it on the rest of the garment.
When someone, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I was thinking this whole time you were talking about people like writing on the tags, like, you know, when it's on sale and they like put a slash over the price and they write like $19.99 or whatever. I was thinking you were talking about taking off those tags, and it just
the brand
hit
label.
me that you were talking about like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, why do you care that much? Just rip it off. But whatever. I was my little la la land. When someone wholesales to you and has to ship to you, does your threshold for cost of goods go up since you don't have your time trying to find the items? We do obviously still want to be like make enough money on it, but I would say essentially the same kind of policy applies. We have a threshold of how much we are willing to pay versus how much we're willing to sell stuff for. If it would fall below that, then obviously we wouldn't get it. But
and we do factor in shipping. I'm seeing a lot of pie emojis. We do factor in shipping costs, so
I'm like regretting this.
I'll just add the shipping costs into like my total and then divide that amongst all my items to kind of get an idea. I will say I do vary a little bit. I know Nikki said we're like, but like, let's say for instance, our normal rule is 5 into 25. I might spend 6 into 25, but we don't go much further than that. Because we still have to list the items, which, you know, obviously we are saving time with sourcing, which is, by the way, a huge blessing for us. Like, out of everything that we need help with, sourcing is one of them. We just do not have enough time and resources right now, and we have to drive pretty far to thrift stores, so we're really looking forward to it. So to me, it's super beneficial, and I'm willing to pay slightly extra, but not much. Like, I'm not gonna do a double my cost kind of thing. Almost pie time.
I know.
Let's get through these questions.
How many hours on average a week thrifting and driving? Wondering if I should try harder to find items. We go 3 days a week, assuming we're here for like, I don't know, an hour-ish in the morning and then an hour lunch. So probably like 6-hour days, 3 days a week for us is 6, 12, 18. Probably 2 to 3 hours of each day are driving, just depending on where we go. And then we have one other employee that currently well, kind of two, but one that actually sources for us, like from our office. She sources 2 days a week, probably again 6-ish hours each day, same kind of drive time. And then we have one that works virtually who does essentially 2 days, and then she just thrifts as long as she needs to until she reaches the amount of items she needs. So
yeah, so we drive approximately 1 hour away. Sometimes it's more than that. So like she said,
probably 40 hours of actual being gone office time.
Yeah, an hour here at the office, an hour for lunch. So that brings you to 6 hours. I would say between driving thrift stores, it's actually 3 hours a day. Maybe. So that leaves you, I've calculated this before, it leaves us with about 4 hours of actual sourcing on an 8-hour day, which I know sounds like crazy, but that's why we have to be so efficient when we go in.
Do you think resellers without a following can do good on Whatnot or any live auction? Yes. I wish I had a bins closer. I wish our bins was good. We have one that's close, but it's just sucks you dry. I still use regionals on Posh. Yes, you can still use regional boxes. There's no regional rate anymore.
You can use them on eBay too. They just become by weight and distance like a regular priority mailbox.
My 6-year-old son sells on my account on Whatnot. He isn't even allowed to have social media and makes over $100 an hour consistently there. I think that's what I need to do. Get my kids working.
That's cool.
I hope they don't have an eBay live from a consumer standpoint. I don't watch them, and I don't want more stuff to get sucked into on the phone.
True.
I feel like phone stuff is like a time vortex. It just sucks you in.
I almost feel like each of these places need to have a separate app.
Yeah.
Like Posh needs to have a separate
Live app.
Posh Live app because I do think things are getting really muddied.
My 1099 from Poshmark looks like it's before their fees, which sucks because I don't see that money. So you need to look at yours and update next week. I checked the sales report, but shipping the buyer paid isn't there. We'll look into it.
Bugsy, I'm pretty sure that it does not include shipping because just what I've seen with other like Poshmark sales reports, again, it's tax stuff, so not an expert, but I'm pretty sure that they do not include shipping in that amount because they consider that separate, which is why you don't see a line on the sales report of exactly how much somebody paid for shipping. All you see is the discount that you had to pay out. So I really don't think that shipping's included with that. That'd be a lot to calculate, but you might want to reach out to Poshmark support. But I'm pretty sure it's just like your items. I don't think you see any of that shipping amount.
Bethany says I've gotten some really odd looks while checking out at Goodwill. I feel the need to lie and tell them that I'm buying for my family. Why such the bad rap for resellers? How do you all handle this? I just tell them anymore. Like I used to feel really odd about telling people that we resell things or like I don't know. I like thought that it was I don't want to say shameful, but I just was like worried about the way that people would judge it. And now I'm like I literally keep a picture of the bins and I'm like this is where all this stuff goes when you don't sell it. Like it's the truth though. Like and I think honestly a lot of it comes from just misinformation and people just not knowing. If they knew, I don't think that they would talk to you like that or look at it. Some people are just curious. Like I don't know. I think people are just naturally nosy and they want to know like how it happens or how it works. So
yeah, we definitely don't go around telling everybody, but if we are asked, we're usually pretty honest about it. And I have found that I usually get more positive reactions than I do negative reactions. And actually, by telling people that we're resellers, we've actually had a couple opportunities presented to us where if we would have lied about it in that moment, we might not have had access to those opportunities or those relationships with the employees that we have now, which by the way, we're not getting any kind of special treatment where we get to like come in the back of the store before everybody else, but we do have employees that kind of look out for us, or maybe they'll bring out extra new racks because they know we're there and we're going to buy a lot, but they wouldn't have known that if we would have lied about it. So I will say you might get some negative reactions, but you're probably going to get more positive reactions than you are negative ones, because at the end of the day, like the thrift stores that understand where the money's going, they understand that the more people buy, the better their paychecks are and the more that's going to the community. And once they understand that, like
they're nicer about it.
A lot of our thrift stores like resellers, so
and you buy stuff off their racks most times, so it's less stuff they have to put away.
That's true.
A lot of them will bring out, be like, hey, can you look through this before I waste time putting it away?
Yeah, so true.
Thanks for the great tips. You mentioned dropping prices on Posh pretty low. Poshmark takes $2.95 per sale for sales $10 and under. Is it worth going lower than $5 or $6?
It's not, and probably actually isn't worth it for even slightly higher than that, and that's what we're trying to figure out. We were thinking maybe $8 to $10, but I definitely have to look at that because right now we're not doing that, and it's definitely eating into profits. I definitely think that we have shipped out some things where we have lost money on them, so we need to look into that.
We just talked about that last week.
Yeah, we need to look into it for sure.
I'm considering leaving my 6-figure job to become a full-time reseller in the future. Would I make 6 figures being a full-time reseller, or is that just unrealistic? I'm currently part-time reselling and love it.
Well, yes, it's possible. Anything is possible. I do think it takes a lot of dedication and consistency, and I do think that you have to treat it like a job. But yes, I think that it is totally possible for an individual without employees to make net 6 figures on eBay, but they would have to be very, very diligent on working the same amount of time every day and not being distracted.
You do benefit from sharing tips, but commenters and viewers who make a living do not. I don't mind it because I'm not in your niche. That's what Ben says. Thanks, Ben. Rookie eBay seller. I'm in the path of a pretty big ice storm. Will be stuck at home most of the week as a result. Should I go into vacation mode to not get a delayed shipping ding? I would probably just schedule a pickup, make my post office come get it. I mean, honestly, because your post office is going to come anyways, as long as you have proof, I feel like eBay would back you up on that.
I feel like you might also be able to just contact eBay and be like, hey, this weather's going on. Like, can you fix my account so I don't get a late shipment charge? I know that happened like a couple years ago for a lot of resellers. I can't say it for sure if they'll do it right now, but I personally, I mean, if the post office is open, I ship. Like, I just wait until the roads are cleared and I go, because I don't want to miss out on sales by having, that stuff going on. So I personally just bite the bullet and I go. But yeah, you could totally try a pickup the night before and see if they would come, but I can't guarantee that they would come. So
at least then you've tried,
Yeah.
You know how Cayley likes to decide that we're gonna do things like shop home goods when I'm like
still bothered by
kind
that?
of on board with it, but kind of not on board with it. Thrifty Nancy says if we get 300 likes, I get to pie you. So I'm gonna agree to it. 300 likes.
So you better get some more people.
I will pie Cayley in the face. So y'all need to wake up your kids, not today, but next Monday. Y'all need to plan for this. Call your grandmamas, get out all those old phones, connect them to Wi-Fi, whatever you gotta do. Get your friends awake, your husbands, your spouses, whatever. 300 likes. I'm gonna get Cayley.
If we have 300 people
with like chocolate syrup and stuff
and
too.
300 likes, I'll be okay with being pie in the face. But just so you guys know, I am not a big fan of, like, if people throw food at me or like do that cute little thing where they take icing. Like, I hate that.
I'm so excited.
Hate that.
I'll make sure my entire kids' social studies class gets on that day.
That
and they're all
drives
like,
me absolutely nuts. I really do not enjoy that. But if we have 300 people on and 300 likes, I would totally do it. But just so you know, it is like a pet peeve of mine. I just like, I can't stand it. But all right.
I had a poshmark buyer rate me 5 stars just to leave a negative rating, but I did have the option to delete it, which I did. That's cool.
I didn't know you could delete it.
I don't offer returns. My assumption is that buyer beware it as it is with a used car, etc. I do make a point to describe my items really well. Had one person try to return, but eBay sided with me. That's good. I'm glad that they worked with it. Yellow Brick Road says that they also would rather have the option to return, that they typically don't buy from sellers who do not, that they would rather have the option and pay shipping and also have to pay returning on their own dime, but at least have the option.
Someone said, I love hearing your employees in the background pulling packages. It's like cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yes.
She's right here pulling some stuff. Actually, I think what she's doing is putting inventory away. So everything that went...
We did do shipping already, yes.
Yeah, everything that went live today and actually in the future she's putting away right now.
We do work Monday through Friday. We do schedule listings for the weekends as well. So we have things going active every day, even when we're not here working. We list currently 35 items each day. Again, some of those are scheduled. Some of them we actually set live, but 35 a day. We are planning on increasing that to 40 here soon. We're just trying to get to a good place and get 2 weeks out again. We do send offers to likers for 10% discount. We also have a 10% off coupon that we use sometimes as well. But no, we don't typically send out offers more than the 10%. We do sometimes obviously accept offers if somebody sends one for more than 10%. I guess Posh, maybe we do when we negotiate. But as far as just the everyday like bulk send, those are 10%.
We're about to pie in the face. She's blasting through the last of the questions right now.
I'm trying to hurry. They just keep coming. I agree with respect to Magic Script. Once I have the keywords, I can write sentences faster than copy and paste from my program. That's true. Nikki keeps saying pies.
She signed herself up for this. I just want to say that.
Dear ladies, great video to see you in Boston soon. It's butter in May through October. Okay. Hey, how are you guys? More pies. talking out with me. Thank you. I'll check into it in the future. My thrift store likes resellers. I do have one consignment store that doesn't, though. I think it's just hit or miss. On my Goodwill, the other resellers go shopping inside before the racks come out. So frustrating. I would call and complain. I'm that kind of person.
I mean, I'd love to have that opportunity, but I also don't feel like it's fair. But
I love hearing your employees. Yes. How many non-payers do you get usually? I don't know. We only have a couple a week, probably.
I don't even know anymore, to be honest, because we have everything automated. So as soon as they don't pay, it we don't even see it. We get notified that they bought an item or it's sold, but they haven't paid, but it goes into a separate area. And then after so many days, eBay just automatically cancels that order and relists it for us. And they get a ding on their account and we move on. For me, I don't want to be frustrated by it. So having that automated is good. But yeah, I would agree. It's probably only a couple a week.
How do you delete negative feedback? I don't know if you're talking about eBay or Posh.
I think they're talking about that person that just said
maybe
they could delete it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you delete them on Posh. We've never tried. I mean, I guess maybe you could try to report it, but I don't know. Maybe they can offer you some feedback on that, Natalie, because we don't know yet either. Cayley, I'm not just going to answer this for her. We have found, is it Gune sacks, however you say that? We have found that. Yes. It's been a little while. We found a couple of those.
Yeah, I actually come across it fairly often, but it's not usually a desirable style. In my opinion, the gunny sacks that's desirable is a prairie dress. So if I've never come across one of those. If I were to come across that, I'd definitely get it. But to just pick up everything Jessica McClintock or gunny sacks, I would say no. But yeah, we have come across it before, but not the holy grail prairie dress.
I don't know who, Natalie, I don't remember who said that they were able to take out that Posh comment. Maybe they'll come back on here and let you know, but I'm not sure exactly how.
Maxi length prairie. That's awesome. That's still on my BOLO list. I've got a few things on my BOLO list, but that's definitely one of them.
I'm trying to think of what I found the other day that I found was really, really good that I was... guys, I found Purple Label pants.
Oh, that's what it was.
I was so excited. I was like, there's no way. I had to just be remembering the wrong thing because Cayley literally just showed me a picture and I was so freaking excited.
I feel like one of the viewers might have Instagram messaged me that a long time ago. I can't remember. You guys are all the time sending me bolos, which I love, so...
If an item is marked delivered and a buyer is saying that it hasn't received, do you guys wait for eBay to handle it? Normally, we just tell them to wait a couple more days and reach out to their post office, and most times it shows up.
I usually re-upload the tracking information. It's the same information, but I re-upload it. That way, eBay knows that I touched the situation, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, and eBay does side with us, usually, if it shows delivered, but they haven't received it. If a few days later they're like, I still haven't received it, they'll open a case and eBay always sides with us.
I need 10 more likes to feel good about this. And we are at the end of this video.
Okay.
So I need you guys to make it happen. I'm going to go get some whipped cream plates made.
We've got 229 people watching, 141 likes. Let's get to 150. Nikki's getting ready to be pied in the face.
These girls are so excited.
Girls, are you ready? Okay. 144. I'm still waiting. 147. We need 3 more. 100. Oh, somebody took their like away. We're at 146. What the heck? 149. One more, guys. I need 152. We've made it. It's pie time. All right. Give me just a second. We are getting that ready. Let me know, you guys, down in the comments. Nikki just came up with the pie in the face. It's something that we used to do at our old retail job. Our managers used to let us do that, which I thought it's the funniest idea. But if you guys have any other things that you want to see, that if we achieve certain things, you'd be it'd be totally hilarious if you guys did this, you can drop those down in the comments below. I see a lot of pies, a lot of pie emojis, Nikki. I don't know if you hear it. She's whipped creaming the top right now. All right, yeah, Lori's Boston found a couple. I'm super jealous. That's definitely a bolo that I have never found. I do look for it though. You don't put that on my face. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, let me.
Did we do it?
Oh yeah, we're way above. We're way above. Do you want to take this and set this at the table near you? That way we can look at things after. So we're gonna go pie her. And then someone said poor Nikki. I agree. I don't know why she decided she would do this. Yeah, I feel too bad. We're gonna have them do it. Oh my gosh, Nikki, somebody said wear dino costumes thrifting. I would totally do that. Nikki actually, yes! I'm not gonna tell you what she had an idea to do because in case she does it, so it's a surprise, but she legitimately planned on dressing up as something around Christmas time and thrifting like that, but we did not get to that. All right, I am going to flip the camera around. Give us just a second, but after we pie her in the face, like pretty much directly after, we will probably say goodbye to you and be off shortly after because Nikki is definitely going to have to like get cleaned up. So we'll be off shortly after, but give me just a second and I will take you guys along with us. Okay, give me a second. Here's how am I going to do this? Let me flip this around. Let me point you at the floor. Where are you standing? In the middle?
Yep.
You guys see, we had to prepare because this is hold on, I gotta go up.
Oh, it's my husband. My husband's calling.
All right, let me get this set up. We gotta make sure not to get our girls.
Wait, go that way. Because I don't want to get it on the floor.
Okay, I can hand them the pie. Why are we getting so close? She's got to be able to pie you. It's so close. Wait, where are the comments? I got to read
They're back
this.
there.
Okay.
Where do I stand? Just
You're just
here.
going to, yeah. You can like pie her like
They're
this.
so excited.
Okay, we're going to do the first one from this angle, and then we'll have Nikki turn to the side so you guys get the full
do you want to go first?
effect. No, you should go first. Okay, hold on. I got to read the comments.
Why do I hate this?
Someone said the pie face area looks like a war zone. I'm so excited.
So I was gonna bring confetti and shoot it off, but I forgot it today. So sorry,
Sit
guys.
through live with clown noses on. You guys have some funny ideas.
We should do
That's
it.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so scared.
Oh, someone said both at once. We're not gonna do both at once. Someone
That'd be so
also
funny.
said she looks so scared.
Are we ready?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. They're loving this. I know you can't see. But okay, hold up.
It tastes so good though. It's in my nose.
Let me turn you.
Oh shit.
Scoot back. Scoot back.
Is there stuff there?
Oh yeah, don't move. Hold on. Don't move. Don't move. All right, Jordan.
Are you ready?
Now stand in front of her and just get ready for a minute. We're gonna
Just tell me so
we're
I can
gonna-
hold my breath.
we're going to count to 3. All right. You ready? Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, that went everywhere.
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh shit. Sorry, I just said the S word. Oh shit. I'm really crying.
Okay. Let me stand here with Nikki. People love this.
Oh my god, it's in my hair.
People are saying this is amazing.
It's everywhere.
Love this channels. Nikki, so sorry about this.
Y'all seem so sad.
You are such a
It's
good
on your
sport.
phone.
That's all right. It's everywhere, actually. Jordan had some.
It's on your leg.
All right. All right. Well, we are gonna get off here, but yes, everybody should definitely say thank you to Nikki because she is definitely a good sport.
Sorry, the S word says it again. I'm so sorry. Y'all, I swear like a sailor in real life.
So we are going to take note of you guys' ideas, but if you guys have any other ones, if you're watching this later, make sure to put them down below. But no.
I was just showing her on the floor cleaning this up.
Sorry, I thought we were gonna get her in it.
No, I was careful.
All right, well, we are gonna get off because we got some whipped cream to clean up, and poor Nikki needs to get it out of her eyes. But thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Say bye, Nikki.
Bye. See you later.